Okay, so this is 11.5. We are doing circumferences and area of circles. Now, I think you learned how to calculate circumferences and areas of circles. It is 2 pi r and pi r square. I think you recall this during maybe in middle school. So just like the area for the 11.1 to 11.4, there's really nothing new in terms of new knowledge. It's just practicing solving different kind of problems. So that's how this packet is going to be. So video is very short. Okay, so here's a warm-up problem. It's basically saying we have to get the area of this gray area. Okay, so and in these problems use 3.14 for pi. We don't do that. We just leave a pi in our answer. Okay, just like we left the trigonometric expression in our answer. The pi is a more concrete number than this. This is rounded. Okay, so we leave this in our answers. So this one, the way to calculate this, we just get this rectangle area and then add half the circle. So the rectangular area is 12 times 15, and this area, the area is pi r square, right? We just gonna go over this inside a little, but I think you learned it, so we're just gonna use this formula, pi r square. So radius of this circle is 6, because this is 12, this is 12, radius is 6. So pi 6 square is 36 pi, and it's half of it, so it's 18 pi. So it's 18 pi plus 12 times 15 is, let's see, 180. Okay, so we leave it like that. This is the answer. You can combine this because this has, the pi is kind of like an x, right? You can combine this if you use multiply this and they become a number and you can add them, but we are not doing that. So this is 18 pi plus 180. What was the unit? Feet squared. Okay. And so we are going to do these 3 sections, and we are not going to do geometric probability. Because we didn't do too well on the quiz, a lot of problems that were in the quiz will also be on the test in addition to these problems. Okay. All right. So these are the objectives, except we don't use this one. Okay. So we have 4 objectives to go over. Okay. So for 11.5, the objective is know and use the formulas or formulae, they're both plural, for the circumferences and areas of circles. Okay, so here, the circumference C of a circle with radius r is circumference is 2 pi r. If you use the diameter, the circumference is pi times diameter, because 2r, the 2 of the radius, is diameter. So these are the same thing. The area is pi r square. And this is, you know, here's, if you look on the back, see, pi r square, pi r square. Okay, so that's just the way to, you know, pi's are not circle, pi are squares. Okay, that's just a little silly math joke. Okay, so square pies. All right. How area formula was derived? So this was just if there are side was 4, the perimeter is this and the area was this, and then if you increased it, it went very close to the number of sides if they increased. This is basically the circumference and radius. We use a trigonometric function. We did actually do these things in the previous sections, and that's how they came up with a pi number by it's in the calculus, it's taking limits, it's scoring, making this infinitely bigger number, and see what number you get here is. That's how the pi was derived. Okay, all right, so the rest is problems here. So let's do a couple of evens, and I'm gonna assign one of the odds for the video, and then the rest we do in the class, but really there are not many in here. It does get a little harder towards the end, but not bad really. Okay, all right, so let's look at the 14 first. Okay, so you do 13 for homework, okay, and 15 for homework. Let's do 14 and 16 in the video, and then we do the rest in the class, okay? Again, we use square root of 2 instead of 1.14 for all these problems, okay? We don't use that, okay? We use the pies, the square root in our calculation, okay? A can of pumpkin pie mix will make a pie of diameter in 8 inches. If 2 cans of pie mix are used to make a larger pie of the same thickness, find the diameter of the pie. Okay. All right. So 1 can you make one pie of 1 diameter, and we are spreading the pie, so we are looking about the area of the pie, right? So if one small pie with diameter of 8 means the radius is 4. The area of this pie is pi r square. Pi r square equal pi 4 square, so that's 16 pi. So if you can make a pie of 16 pi with one mix, how much mix do you have? If 2 cans, then if you have 2 of these, you should be able to make 2 areas of this, so 32 pi, right? So that would be the larger pie of same thickness. Find the diameter of this pie. So now, this is the area now. This is the area of larger pie, right? The 1 can make 16 pi of area. So 2 cans, you can make 32 pi of area. This is area. Now you have to backtrack to get to the diameter. So 32 pi is pi r square of the larger one. You have to get the radius and times 2 to get the diameter. So pi cancels, right? So r square is 32. So r is square root of 32. And let's see, 32, there are 4 in there. No, actually, 32, there is 16 in here. It's 2 times 16. So 4 comes out. It's square root of 2. That's what stays. Again, we don't need the plus minus because it's a length. We know it's a plus. But when you're in algebra 2, make sure when you take a square root, put plus minus. Otherwise, you lose one solution. Okay, so that's a radius. So diameter is 2r. So 8 root 2 inches. Okay, all right, and let's look at 16. An advertisement states that a roto sprinkler can water a circular region with area of 1,000 square feet. Find the diameter of this region to the nearest foot. Okay, so area is 1,000 feet squared, which is pi r square, right? And we want to find the diameter, so diameter is 2r. So we solve for r and then times 2 to get the diameter, right? So we want to isolate r. So r square is you divide by pi, so 1,000 over pi. So r is square root of pi over 1,000. Okay. And then you want to make 2 times. Okay, so we're going to clean this up. All right, so 1,000 is 100 times 10, right? So this is square root of 1,000 is square root of 100 times 10. So that's 10 root 10. So that's a numerator. And we rationalize the pi. So we're going to get pi, and the numerator is 10 root 10 pi. I'm sorry, square root of, it's multiplying, so you can put it under the same. Let's just do it separately, so you don't get confused. 10 root 10 times square root of 10 pi, right? So pi, square root of pi. I rationalized, I did this, right? Square root of pi times square root of pi, you have a square root of pi in here, but it's multiplying, so you can put in the same roof. So it's pi over 10 root 10 pi. This is r. And we have to get a diameter. Is 2r is 10, so 20 root 10 pi over pi. And feet. That's the diameter. Okay, so we leave the answer like this. Okay, that's it for today.